Abhishek,
Hey, hi Vijita.
welcome back. Yeah. Okay, good, comfortable, everything well set.
All set.
Perfect, man. Perfect, perfect. So, won't waste too much time. Let's kickstart. Okay.
Sure, sure.
So it's 4 o'clock. So let's not, and this is going to be recorded live. So, good evening, everyone. This is Vijeta here. Welcome to the 16th episode of League of Extraordinary Startups. This is something where the community just comes together. Founders are there. We talk about what's happening in the ecosystem. We talk about innovation. Today, it's a delight and pleasure to have someone who I know for some time because we have a few common connections. Abhishek Agarwal, the co-founder of Neurotags. And why do we know each other? Because both of us are volunteers with Head Start. He's of course in
Yeah,
Pune. I'm here in Bangalore. So that's a great thing to do, right, Abhishek? And we must talk about ecosystem and what's happening out there. And of course, Abhishek is one of the startups who's part of the SAP Startup Studio. And those guys have been doing phenomenal work. So a shout out to Justin Paul, who heads the innovation program with the SAP. And Abhishek, over to you, my friend. How are things with you? Let's hear from you and what's going on with Neurotags.
yes, I am doing well, Vijita. Thank you so much for having me here. Firstly, it is still like a delight to talk to you anytime and every time. I see that smiling face of yours and that positive energy that you keep bringing into the founders as well. Even when we are low and we talk to you, Vichiyasa.
Yeah, somehow I make that something happen. Yeah, it is. But Abhishek, cut to the chase, right? How are
Yeah.
things been for the last 6 months for you? What's the
Uh,
real story? I mean, just be candid and open, okay, please.
Correct. So, frankly, talking about this, I'll talk about from a professional life first, and then from a personal standpoint, how things have been. Professionally, we were going smooth till December, January 2020, and we were seeing a good number of spikes into the business and like clients coming in, revenues growing in, and suddenly COVID happened. We have to shift our offices, we have to move back to home, and our business is dependent on the production of the goods,
Hmm.
right? And suddenly the supply chain was disrupted and there was no production happening. So for 2 months almost, or 2.5 months, we were in slack, wherein revenues was dipped and no conversations were happening with the clients, existing ones or the new ones, right? So we thought that okay, it's gonna be very difficult from here. But after 2.5, 3 months, we started seeing things back to normal. And now what we are seeing even is brands are even more eager to use our solution and adopt the digitalization solution that they have been thinking on. But
Okay,
COVID has accelerated that for them. So
perfect.
now, if I say things are moving even better than we expected.
All right. See, Abhishek, see, I know that you have been part of Excelor, you're getting into the, startup studio of SAP, etc. And, you obviously, you're known in the ecosystem. You'll have been around for 3 years. But
Yeah.
what role did sales, outreach, those kind of ecosystem community connects play for you for people to discover you or find you? What did you do? Or what happened? I mean, please talk about that.
So tell you from my real story. I started entrepreneurship in 2014, and since then I've been a part of Head Start, right? So wherein I was searching, I along with my other co-founders were new to the ecosystem and startup space. We started off, we connected with this Head Start space. I started volunteering with them. So we did two startups before, right? Before having Neurotax, there were two startups that I did, and they did not work out. And it was in B2B, like B2C space rather,
Okay.
consumer centric. So in 2017, we were watching a documentary sitting together on counterfeiting, right?
Okay.
And it is then we realized even the automobile parts of a President aircraft has counterfeit parts,
My God.
right? And we digged into it and we realized it is a huge problems business are solving. Business are spending a lot of money but still they're not getting the value out of it.
Okay.
So from an ecosystem perspective, I've been always a part of ecosystems. It could be in education, it could be startup, and these ecosystem has helped us getting discover like we getting us discoverable in first place, and at the same time helping us learn the mistakes that we are doing.
Awesome,
right?
Abhishek.
So
Brilliant,
yeah,
brilliant.
so there has been it has been a journey. 3.5 years back, we were doing B2C. Now we are doing B2B, and not only in India but US as well.
Correct, correct.
So it has been a great learning,
Awesome,
and this
awesome.
ecosystem helps us a lot in terms of getting to connect us with the right kind of people.
Hmm. Interesting. So I think you pivoted towards the customer because you know some kind of research work, some kind of insight you got, and you realized that there's a huge opportunity. And using your technology, your co-founders move towards that. And you know, I think was it last month sometime also you three of you had demoed at one of the Thai events. You, Ramesh from Lombard, and one more person, if I'm not mistaken, right? You all had
Yes,
yes, you all had done this
we did.
demo
So
along
it,
with
it, it was around counterfeiting,
yeah,
and it
counterfeit
was headed
with
by
Surya.
Mr. Subir and Surya.
Subir and Surya and Venkata. All of them are our charter members, by the way, at TAI. So they have been doing a lot of fantastic work to bring founders out, right? I mean, that's awesome. And also, Abhishek, I want to also talk about the fact that how's Pune? What's going on in Pune? Very quickly.
So Pune, if you see in the map and if you see in the news, you will hear a lot about the COVID cases in Pune.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, it surpasses Bombay as well at many a times.
Okay.
So yeah, so there are small containment zones wherein things are locked down. Otherwise, the area where I am in, mostly things are open, but still we
Okay.
are cautious about not moving out much.
Yeah, yeah. So just be careful, man. Huh? That's what is very important. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
sure.
And
Thank you.
Abhishek, I know that you have a presentation. Okay, so let's
Mhm.
talk about your innovation and Eurotags. Just keep it crisp and bullet pointed, and we'll split it up into two sessions. Okay, about
Yeah.
2 3 minutes each. So you can
Mhm.
just start sharing your screen and talk about what are the opportunities, where are the customers, how are how are you doing sales, what is the innovation, what is the USP, etc., etc. Okay.
I will talk about these.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to talk about Vegeta is firstly like who we are, what are we doing as an
Correct.
organization, what
Yeah.
have we achieved so far, right?
Sure. Please do that.
So
Please do that.
yes, so if you talk about neurotype, so we
You're
all
not, Abhishek, your presentation has not started yet. Yes, yeah. Okay.
just give me a second. I
Yeah,
started it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
can,
Now,
can
yeah,
you see
now,
now?
yeah. Okay, yeah, perfect.
Okay,
And we just,
so
yeah, perfect. Go for it. Go for it.
yes, so Vijita, as I mentioned, that we always have been a consumer-centric organization. We believe that working something which impact consumers or end customers like can change lives if we work at scale. So at Neurotypes also we believe in like we work with consumer brands in order to digitize their products, physical products, using our AI monitor serialization technology, right? So we started in 2017. We have an AI monitors like patent pending technology, and right now serving businesses across India and US in multiple sectors. We have been a part of Exilor Ventures, like Exilor Accelerator program. Uh, so we were part of EmergeX, Microsoft EmergeX, and so we were among the top 100 in Maharashtra, like in Maharashtra State Innovation Society. We have been recognized by Accenture as well. So some credentials around those, and so this is the kind of team that we have built over the period of time. So we have a founding team wherein we are three co-founders: Nitin, Yogesh, and myself. So Nitin is the CEO and CTO. Yogesh head sales for India, and I personally head partnerships and customer success. Then we have more people. That Harvey, who is our sales MD in US, came again. He works in Google. He advises us on technology, and we have Anindam and Himanshu, who like helps us in growth and like finances part of it. So yeah, so what are we trying to solve here? So I mentioned that counterfeiting, right? So we started with counterfeiting, and counterfeiting is a huge problem. 1 million people die every single year because of counterfeit drugs alone. It's a huge number. If you see, businesses are spending $1.6 trillion globally. Like they're losing 1.6 billion dollars. They are spending $106 billion to curb this problem. Still, they are not able to solve this problem. And because of this pandemic and e-commerce coming into picture, it has grown drastically. And if I can show you some numbers in India, you will be surprised to see this. Can you see my screen, Vijeta? The new one?
visible, boss. Don't worry. Go for it. Very clear.
Cool. So if you see, this is a report, recent report from India, counterfeiting in India, which says that number of counterfeiting incidents has increased 24% between 2019. and 19. Right. So if you see every single sector, alcohol, FMCG, pharma, tobacco has got counterfeit problems and are being reported. Top three categories are alcohol, currency, and FMCG. So previously, brands were using holograms and they were dependent on physical counterfeiting measures, though they have their own segment and their own benefits of it. But we believe that technology can play a huge role in solving this problem. So far, we have done 100 million products that we have secured into the market, India and US. And these are some of the clients across geographies and across verticals that we are serving. Cisco LEDs, JCB, Escorts, and many others. Our clients love us because the technology is seamless, they easy to implement and easy to use by business. Right? These are the major three technologies that we work on. One is an anti-counterfeiting solution. Second is a consumer engagement solution wherein brands can engage with their end customer. And third one is a supply chain visibility, which brands do not have right now. And everything is based on the unique serialization technology. We have multiple partners. Like over the past 3 years, we have built partnerships, and because we know that when we work with enterprises, we cannot work in silos. So we have partnered with technology companies, with printing companies and others across India and US. And the focus has been on across domains. In US, we are majorly focused in cannabis market. In India, it is agriculture, automobile, pharma, FMCG, and others.
Excellent. But
Right.
Abhishek, I want one question before you continue, right?
Yes.
How did you get these partners? I mean, that's very critical. Like, how do you build this cross border? Because see, the recent roundtable that we did with
Yeah.
Mia and Thai Global and Silicon Valley Bank and everyone else, right? So it was
Yeah.
all about that, the cross border, building partnerships, building ecosystems, building the bridges. So what is the way that you do it? How do you find the partners? What is the agreements? Or I mean, I'm not talking about a confidential part, but how do you work with partners? Just to understand that.
So Vijeta, we have broken this down into two parts. Okay, when I work with partners, like when I talk about partnerships, there are two things. One is a software partnership that we have, and the other one is a hardware partnership because of a solution. Now there are enterprises which have ERPs, so we chose SAP to be a part of our journey, and we thought that they would be a right connect for us because 80% of the customers that we were talking to have SAP system in place. Right? And to answer your questions, how do we reach out to them? How do we connect with them? One is through the ecosystem, right? So NASCOM, TIE, Head Start. So these has been the ecosystem from by which we connect with these corporates. So we talk to them, though it is not easy and not a one-day process. It takes some time to convince them and make them convinced that it is going to help their business as well. For corporates, it is all about helping them, right? So first, I might go to an SAP and say that, hey, this is the solution that I have, but they might not be interested if it is not adding value to them or their customers. So if you have a product which can provide value to these enterprise customers, they would be happy to help you and get you on board. And the second one is a physical thing, like physical partnership with the printing guys and the labeling guys. That's again a strategic business case because our solution comes on the packaging and these people have access to the corporates. So we tie up with them. They do not have any digital technologies in place. So we help them do that as well.
Perfect, Abhishek. No, very interesting, right? Because I know it's not easy, and yes, but the ecosystem and all the various people that are there are definitely trying their best to help founders grow. So please continue, Abhishek. You were talking about the rest of it also, right? Yeah.
True. So I'll talk about the anti-counterfeiting solution and how we landed up here. So previously, while we were researching in 2016 and like when we saw this documentary, we saw that there must be solutions for counterfeiting, right? So since this is a huge problem and people must be doing a lot of things. And we did our research for 3 months and we found that there is no digital technology available in the market which is robust enough to solve this problem. What technologies previously were being used was using physical methods like holograms or some physical 3D kind of technology, but they were not serving the purpose because they were easily replicable. Even if you see on your notes, your bank notes have got a unique technology which is not available in the market. Hence, we are protected, but still counterfeit notes are there in the market without we even knowing. So we thought that, okay, why don't we put this in the hands of the customer to check the authenticity before they make a purchase, and like use this like medium or this technology to communicate it to the brand that, hey, counterfeit products are there in the market. So what we did was we uniquely provide a unique identity to every item which is going out of the factory. Think of it as like your Aadhaar number. You have it. Vijeta has a different Aadhaar number. Abhishek has a different Aadhaar number.
Yeah.
Right. And we both can be identified using our Aadhaar number.
Okay.
So every item in the supply chain or every products, we have marked them uniquely so that they can be identified. And customers, and we are right now putting it in the form of QR codes or 2D codes majorly, because smartphones can read them. Customer can just open their camera before they make a purchase, scan that code, and say, hey, whether it is authentic or not.
Okay.
They can get all the information, where it was manufactured, when was it manufactured, what are the different nodes it has traversed to.
Correct.
Right? As a customer, you get satisfaction. Okay, I am buying a genuine product.
Understood. Okay.
Right?
Continue. You can continue then, Abhishek. Yeah. Okay. Then the royalty scheme case study.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one I'll tell you. Think where the AI comes into picture. I wanted to talk about that. Artificial intelligence. So think of it like a credit card, right? So if supposedly somebody clones your credit card, how banks are able to identify there is some like abnormal transaction on your credit card, and they blocks it immediately, right? So similarly, we have this technology, AI powered technology, wherein we identify if somebody, because we know that if it is a QR code, it can be copied. Right? If somebody even copies 10,000 copies of the same QR code, our technology understands it and immediately starts throwing a message that, okay, this is not a genuine product. Do not buy it from the retailer.
Okay, interesting.
Right. And secondly, I'll talk about the consumer loyalty scheme, wherein right now consumer brands have no visibility about who their end customers are. If I take an example, Coca-Cola sells more than 2 billion bottles in a single year in India alone.
Okay.
Still, they do not know who their end customers are.
Okay.
So using our technology, they can connect to their end customers and get to become a D2C brand, direct to customer brand, so that they can control their communication with their customer and they can control their sales themselves.
Okay. So this is for like electrical and electronic brands, like, you talked about Cisco and all that, right? Because this is what you're talking about mostly.
So it can be for any kind of brand. So Cisco, they are using a solution for three things. One is they're using it for anti-counterfeiting. Second one, they're using it to digitalize their warranty on their electronic products. So right now, like you scan the like code on the product, you can register warranty. It comes to your phone or on your email, so that you don't have to carry the invoice anytime. Okay, and the third one is they're using this for loyalty as well, for their wires and cables to connect with their electrician that they have.
Okay. Who else is running this, Abhishek? Anyone else? If you're comfortable sharing, if anyone else you're talking to or trying to get on board?
So if you see these, some of the brands I talk about here is JCB, right? So the JCB, they are one of the largest into auto parts, right? And Escorts. So they're using our solution for anti-counterfeiting and loyalty in order to reach out to their mechanics audience.
Okay.
Previously, they had no connection with them, but now, if I talk about JCB alone, they have more than 12,000 mechanics which are using the solution and more than 8,000 retailers.
Fantastic. And Portronics, how's Portronics using it?
They have a very similar use case like Cisco, since both of these are into electronics.
Electronics, yeah.
They are digitizing their warranty.
Okay, fantastic, man.
So for these, ultimately these brands, so they have millions of product going out every single year and people using it. But still, the traditional way of reaching out would be either Facebook, it could be TVC or newspapers,
Okay.
right? But now, if they have the customer data, if I tell you, okay, Vijeta, you have 1,000 startups in Bangalore. Okay, there are more than that, like 10,000 startups in Bangalore. You have a database of them. Now you can reach out to them based on the segment that you want to reach out.
Okay,
It
interesting.
will be
So
pretty good, right?
yeah. So it's many things can be used for. It can be used for a marketing, sales, database, customer insights. So many things. Interesting. Perfect. Please continue, Abhishek. No problem.
Yeah. So this one was second, and the third major is like while we were building the solution, a lot of enterprises came to us stating, "Hey,
Yeah.
we are we right now do not know what is the channel by which our products move. We sell it to the distributors, and distributors just sell it to whomever they want and whatever territory they want, even when they are not authorized to." Right? Think of it like I'll take a use case example wherein one of the importers from Germany, right? So they had this device, medical device equipments that they were importing in India. The cost of the product in US, oh sorry, in Germany was supposedly 60,000 rupees in INR, and the same product was sold in India for 30,000 rupees. So what people were doing is they were buying the products in India, taking it back to Germany, and then selling it there,
Oh, okay.
right? So now, because they are selling that product in 60,000 in Germany, now the product is being sold for 50,000 in Germany. It is an original product of theirs, but they are competing against themselves via gray market.
Okay, understood. Interesting.
So yeah, so a lot of use cases can be solved using a single technology.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, and I also see, the product diversion which you have put over there. One of the
Correct.
biggest problems, right? The theft and diversions and other things. Big problem.
Talk about tobacco,
Yeah.
talk about cigarettes, right?
Hmm.
So a lot of smuggling and smuggling is the biggest challenge there.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. So, lot of use cases. So, I think I mean, there is so much a scope for you to grow. Of course, I'm sure you have a lot of competition in the market as well. But nice to see all this, Abhishek. Great. What next would you like to show us?
Nothing. So these are use cases that we were
Okay.
talking. So
All
what
right.
we have is like this is the kind of a sample analytics, wherein what brands right now are struggling. Okay, what we realized over the period of time is they can implement certain solutions via their service providers. What they're not able to do is they're not able to uh, get insights and analytics on top of it,
Okay. Okay.
converting that data into data into information, right? And having that actionable insights is something we bring in as a part of technology.
Okay. Fantastic, boss. Fantastic. This is really interesting, huh? So, Abhishek, one question for me that, like as a founder, and as you know, there's a cohort of three of you guys, plus you have your advisors also, right? So,
Yeah.
what are the discussion points that when you guys may be syncing up every week or every 15 days or whatever it is with your mentors, advisors, etc.? What do you all talk about? How do you all strategize? Like, what are the important talking points, etc., etc.?
So if I talk about like there are everybody, so like we know in a startup that all of our roles overlap, right? Sometime or the other because of short of manpower, and we take too many things on a bucket. So right now we have divided our roles in terms of founders. Okay, we have like now we have a good 15-member team, and so we have divisions. There is a technology division, then there is a sales division, then the customer success division. So we have our own targets that we have defined, and that is majorly that we talk whenever we speak. We have our short-term and the long-term goals. So every like we speak every 7 days.
Okay.
Every week we have a conversation. It's a one-hour conversation usually, which focuses on the matrices, right? So matrices for sales could be how many clients did we speak to, how many demos that we did, and how many conversion that happened,
Okay. Great.
right? From a customer success point, it could be very different. It could be what is the success rate? How many complaints did we raise get from the customers? What is the satisfaction score of the customers? If there like renewal of the customers that there was to happen, did it happen or not?
Yeah.
And from a technology and product perspective, we talk about how businesses, like what is that that business is looking for, because as I as a customer success person, I know what businesses want now, right? When I interact with them, I talk to them, we take it to the like product team. We say that, hey, this is what which is lacking, and a lot of customers are asking for it, whether it makes sense to integrate it in the product itself. Since it is a SaaS product, whatever we roll out for some customers, it automatically triggers down, right?
Yeah.
So that's a benefit of it. But again, at times, if you're building that one feature for one customer, it becomes a pain to maintain and to scale.
Okay. Perfect,
Yeah.
man. This is very interesting. Very interesting. You guys are sorted out. No fights, no disagreements, no quarrels. Everything is good.
It does happen. Definitely, there are quarrels, and like I will not say them quarrels, but they are constructive, constructive arguments, I would say, that helps us to grow and push. Okay, there could be certain things that I might like personally, but that is not good for the product or the organization.
Yeah.
So if those healthy discussions happen, okay, I realize that, okay, this is not good. It might be for my own personal liking, but not good for the organization in long run. Yeah.
Perfect. And how did you find your advisors as such? I mean, you have got some really stellar names, people who have got tremendous experience and reputations. So how did that work out?
So yeah, so I'll tell you the background of Nitin. So Nitin was with Yahoo and PayPal. He
Okay,
has
PayPal. Okay.
yeah, so he was in US for 7-8 years.
Oh,
He so he has got some connection in US. Kim was a dear friend of his, like while he was in US during the time of PayPal, and these advisors also, while we moved along the path, we found them, and so we onboarded them. Well, I'll tell you an interesting story about Harvey, right? So Harvey is a sales MD in North America. So we started with him, like we were searching for somebody to take care of our sales in US, and okay, we found Harvey. We onboarded him as a consultant on case to case basis, and just to dig in how US market responds, because it is not affordable, right, in US to afford anybody full time in US. And from there he started as a consultant. He went to the market, like he saw tremendous like positive feedback from people. He liked the product and the team itself, and and he was retiring from his current role in Visa, and he joined us then.
okay. Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's very, very strong credentials, and he's like an MD kind of thing for you, isn't it? Like that's
It
awesome.
is, it is, it is. Yeah. So we realized that like if we have to do some enterprise sales in US, it has to be somebody from there.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. You have to have. Otherwise, there's no way that you can, the trust factor also is very critical, isn't it? Fantastic,
Correct.
Abhishek. So, Abhishek, now let's switch gears slightly. You can stop the share as well. All right.
Yeah.
So what about like your team? Okay. How did you find your team? What were the challenges you faced? I know you're bootstrapped, correct? And
Yeah.
there would have been some dips in revenues, and there's, I mean, whatever, all the kind of situations that people have gotten into, right? So what happened? How did you tackle it? And what were the learnings from there, Abhishek?
So if I talk about like as I mentioned that we did a couple of startups before this, right? And it is not like since 2014. This is my third startup that I'm a part of. Both of them were B2C, and this is the B2B. So we had an initial team from 2017, and when we did shut down our 2000 like second startup in 2016, we said that, hey boss, let's take some pause, right? Let's not jump and do something crazy enough to shut down again,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So then we took a pause of 3 months. We thought, okay, let's look out for opportunities, some big problems that we want to solve in,
Okay.
and it is when like when it is the right time, we will automatically know, right? This is where we want to go in. And this in 2017 happened, and we were like, we saw that okay, the problem is huge, right? It is a critical problem for any enterprise to have, and even we are saving lives, and using technology we can go global.
Okay.
So these were the three criteria that we defined. Basis on we took a decision that we want to end up doing something like this. And believe me, initially 1 year was very difficult.
Okay.
Right. So we went into the market. Okay, we talked to a lot of enterprises. Okay, whether you would be interested or not, this is something we would want to build in. So people said yes. We invested our time, efforts, and money in building that stuff. But though it was just anti-counterfeiting that we were talking, people were not able to. We were not able to justify the ROI for it, and because people were not that point in time, people were stuck to holograms, right? They have not seen anything like this before, and for an enterprise, if it is not tested and they have not used anywhere, it is very difficult for them like to get convinced.
Okay.
So even when now when we talk to companies, like 1 year back, we used to do pilots with them. We used to run pilots. Okay, let's do pilot with some of our SKUs, and we are ourselves as an organization are confident enough. Okay, if they have like they're using a solution for a pilot, in the next 2 months they're going to deploy the solution across the organization. So still we work on that philosophy, and when right now in certain verticals people have got trust because of the big names that we have, and we have been serving them for quite long. So it spreads because every, like in enterprises, these are very small industries. If you talk about pharma, it is very constrained. If you talk about automobile, they have, because people switch organization within the same industry. And when you talk about the leadership teams, they all know. If I'm talking about automobile, and when like this is successful in some of the large automobile companies, automatically this news spreads out to other ones. And from there, you start growing in that industry.
Correct. Yes. And you have to keep looking out for new customers, new people to work with, partnerships, relationships, and the local partners. No, I mean now it's become such a crazy situation. You can't travel. You're working remotely. One has man. That's it. There's no other way that one can live or survive or crib about life, isn't it, Abhishek?
Yeah. So I'll tell you, Vijeta, from our experience. Previously, I and my partners, like for 2 years, we went across India, meeting multiple clients across Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay. I've been to Chandigarh. I've been to Amritsar, right? All these places, meeting the customers, understanding their problems, visiting their factories, understanding the operations piece of it.
Yeah.
Right. And and every time previously before COVID, people used to call us, okay, hey, I'm like, we are interested, can you come down? Right. Though it might not be relevant, but they used to ask, okay, can you come down? And since we were novice, we said that okay, let's plan to this for this location, and let's cover 2-3 clients more in that area, and let's go. And okay, supposedly I went there and I came back. Oh, I went and they said, okay, we had a 10 minutes meeting and that's off. Right.
Yeah.
So
And nothing happened after that, right? Yeah.
Nothing happened. So we were wasting a lot of time, energy in terms of traveling. But thankfully, COVID has done some good things to us as well, where now clients understand everything is going to be virtual, and even the decisions can be taken virtually as well.
Okay, fantastic. But at the same time, you have to figure out how to still build that trust, the goodwill, relationship, after sales service or whatever it is remotely as well, right, Abhishek? Because you can't fail to do that. I mean, people are then going to say not very nice things about you. You'll not get any referrals. So, how do you any tactical ways or processes that you're putting into place to make sure that nothing goes wrong?
So as I mentioned, there are two things. One is the software piece of it that we have, like as a part of product, and the second one is operations. As I mentioned that you have to put a unique code on every item, right? So what we have done is a software part that can be handled remotely, but when it comes to operations, we have local partners in different geographies who
Yeah.
assist us, because we know that we cannot do it alone.
Okay.
And we are not a hardware first organization, we are a software first organization.
Okay.
So we partner with them. Our partners like takes care of the operations piece. He takes care of the software, and both make money, and the client is also happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect, man. Perfect. Perfect. Fantastic. I mean, Abhishek, at least you're giving some genuine insights to the founders, because this is what it's all about, right? I mean, figuring out the ways to grow, maintain relationships, bring business, be profitable. So this is a question also, right? Bootstrapped, are you guys okay? Everything comfortable? Profitability, you're making some money on the not easy, I know, and you don't have to answer.
No, definitely. I'll tell you, from day one, we have been very clear on we would be focusing more on building a sustainable business. And so there are two things. One is figuring out the right product market fit,
Okay.
right? So that might suck some of your money, that is for sure, right? And then once you have a product market fit, you identify what are the verticals that you can scale up even without requiring additional monies. You
Okay.
can put in that money, like get money from the business, because it's B2B enterprise, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is not like a B2C wherein you would wait for 3 years, 4 years, build your audience and then get money.
Correct.
So objective is, okay, since the technology is good, it is effective, it is providing value to businesses will give money.
Okay. Perfect.
And we are utilizing that money to put it back in terms of our putting the sales in place, having partnerships with people, right?
Okay.
So think, yeah. So I personally think from a SAP perspective, right?
Hmm.
You think SAP never does sales themselves.
Yeah. It's
It
partners.
is it is their partners who does the sale.
Hmm.
SAP is an organization who builds that technology platform for them
Hmm.
and maintain it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Perfect.
SAP might have 10,000 people with them, but they have 1 lakh partners across the world
Yeah.
who is maintaining that customer relationship. Even when a SAP salesperson go and does a sale, it has to be via a partner.
Why a partner? Yeah. Incredible, isn't it? And I mean, so many big, large companies, whether it's IBM, the reseller, the partner, affiliate marketing, that's how they've really built. And of course, they make sure that nothing goes wrong. The backend is super strong.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, Abhishek, do you guys write blogs, and how do you maintain the thought leadership and other things? Because I think that's also important, especially in technology. You have to maintain that, reputation, thought leadership, give to the ecosystem, insights and all. So, how do you guys manage that? How do you do it?
So there are two aspects of like putting up that thought leadership
Hmm.
that we have identified. One is from it, since we are technology products, a lot of CIOs review our technology
Yeah. Okay.
while we
Okay.
enter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have white papers. So we have firstly we have put up a patent in on our technology in India and US.
Hmm.
That is the first thing that we did.
Hmm. Hmm.
Second thing, we have white papers on our website,
Okay.
right? So whenever any conversation with any CIO happens, it is the white paper which convinces them.
Okay, done. I should also go through that in more detail. I have been reviewing, of course, I've seen your presentations, I've done that. But I think these white papers we must share widely with the ecosystem, definitely.
Yes,
And
yes,
it's
and
important, isn't it? Yeah, it is a
it
necessary.
it it is very important, because in enterprises, no technology decision can happen without the approval from the IT team or the
Yeah,
CIOs,
yeah, understood. Yeah.
right? So they are very concerned about the privacy of the data,
Okay,
security of data,
fantastic.
very important.
Okay, brilliant, Abhishek. I'm just getting Jagat online, okay? He's the founder of Vidphone, and video conferencing tool so important today's time, isn't it?
It is
Hey,
because of uh, tools like these,
yeah.
which is like helping us bridge that gap,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
there are no borders
Awesome.
anywhere.
So, Jagat has been a good friend since the time that I used to spend at NASCOM, the Center of Excellence, used to be one of the incubated startups. And of course, look, I'm not a technology guy. You all know that, the whole world knows this, but he used to give me a lot of, very passionate talks about technology, video conferencing, and IP and all. I was like, okay, dude, let's do something together to talk to founders, right? I mean, I not tried not to look so stupid. Hey, Jagat, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you here.
Hello. Good
Yeah, so
afternoon. Great
let's,
to have Abhishek as well. Hello, Abhishek.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes, nice to have Jagat. Thank you
yeah.
so much.
So,
All good. Just another Saturday. So, yeah.
So, Jagat, just these things, right? So we are talking about sales, so important. It's, you should do sales, remote relationship building. And something very beautiful that Abhishek was talking about, white papers. The CIO has to be convinced. You got to show that you know what you're talking about. Otherwise it doesn't work out, right? So what are the common things that you guys are seeing in terms of ecosystem innovation and sales? Okay, look, Jagat, you also are. I mean, you're competing against. I don't think you're not competing against anyone else. I mean, it's like the whole world is out there trying to grab a pie. Of,
Pie.
yeah, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, Abhishek, you also have competition. So, what are the things without getting into the naming of any players? What are the ways as a sales you got to survive? You got to get things going. You got to make money. So, what do you think? What do you guys think about all this? I want to know about that.
Abhishek, please, yeah.
Yeah, so from my perspective, I completely believe in ecosystems. Building ecosystems is the best way in order if you want to conquer anything, right? There could be direct competitors you can't do much about it, but when you have indirect competitors, make them your friends,
Okay.
right? How can you enable them build more business with their existing clients? So that is where I think, like, when we have printers, people who make holograms, right? And they already have an entry to provide anti-counterfeiting solution to their clients,
Okay.
but they're not in technology.
All right.
How do we partner with them and benefit their client via them?
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Right. So that is where my personal belief is building ecosystems, making relationships, and things will automatically start falling in place.
And you understand business, right, Abhishek? I mean, you've been around in community building for so long. So when you talk to them, you give them some help, some advice, they will
Yeah,
also love that, right? They'll say like, hey man, I can trust this guy. Nice.
exactly,
Very nice,
exactly.
very nice. And Jagat, even before you came in, I think you heard what Abhishek was talking about the SAP model, right? They build partnerships, they bring affiliations, they work with the hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. That's a very interesting thing. So Jagat, how are things with you, my friend? What's going on? What's the new?
So I think when you look at sales, obviously now, as you know well, we have spent a lot of time finalizing, getting the pieces of our product together. Here, of course, we didn't get into video conferencing, opportunistically. We've been doing this for a while. It's almost 4.5 years. We initially video chat, launched India's first video chat app before Google Duo, before WhatsApp video chat, and then moved towards business to business. And obviously today, when you look at sales, as you discussed earlier, everything's virtual. And the whole point is today we need to look at beyond video conferencing and webinars. Today, everybody's doing video conferencing, everybody's doing webinars, but how much does that actually, directly help in terms of your sales, marketing, and support? I think that's now the next question. How best can we align conferencing or webinars directly into business workflows? Or can I send out this with my mail? Can people, click a button, talk to me in terms of sales through my website? But I think the overall, as you said, ecosystem is very important. And as you know, we've been part of NASCOM 10K. We raised a round of funding as well. So I think ecosystems are very important. But as a company and as people, I think, as I said, beginning of this year, before, COVID, I said it's all about AI, which is artificial imagination. And I think that's a really important thing. Imagination is today, I think, the next intelligence. And I think the game is today what's happened with COVID is it's leveled out a lot of things, especially with the larger companies and the smaller companies today. It really doesn't matter how big your office is because it's empty, right? So I think imagination is going to be very important and new business models, new ways of doing business, right? And trust is really fundamental, as I think Abhishek was mentioning earlier. Today, a video conference gives you that trust, right? Just as meeting somebody. But typically when you had a phone call and you're doing, B2B, it's not going to work. They really want to see you face to face. That's how really old school and still B2B business happens. So I think new ways of doing business. We have innovation, again, has been a overused word, but I would say it's really more imagination, right? We have to really look disruptively about it. That's my 2 cents.
So that's a nice perspective. So Jagat, what is the viewpoint at both of you? You'll also talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs all the time. You're talking to large enterprises, right? So what do you think is happening? I mean, look, I know there are dips in economy, there are challenges, travel, hotels, co-living, co-working, nothing's moving forward. Restaurants, pubs, slowly are moving forward. But as you see the economy going in, and I want to talk about this as an Indian perspective, right? Because we really need to grow our country We need to get employment, cracking, business cracking. So what are the plays that you guys are seeing in the ecosystem and in the larger world? And what are the things that as founders or, entrepreneurs, where do you think the opportunities are lying and what can be done by these guys to take advantage of the situation?
I think a lot of us as entrepreneurs and founders, first thing we would believe that what we are doing is very important, right? I mean, irrespective of who we are, we obviously believe in our mission and what we do. But I think see, every industry has its day in the sun. Okay, and so far, I mean, if you just look past 10 years, I mean, for example, I started in 2010, not with phone, but overall the company, and there was really no video conferencing. We didn't really have a shot. Social commerce, e-commerce came in 2012, 13. So yes, today travel, hospitality related, tourism, definitely they have been hit. But if you look at the past 100 years, they have not been hit. So it's probably a good time. I mean, I look at things in a very positive way sometimes. I mean, it gives time for the old to go, sometimes the new to come in, a new way of tourism. I mean, we don't know these things, right? But that being said, I think human needs remain the same, and eventually businesses revolve around human needs. And it's probably the way it's delivered or the degree of the need that may change, right? Before we may be happy with normal water from the tap, today we may want Aquafina or whatever. So the need remains the same, but I think it's just a matter of degree. Yes, it is pretty kind of scary, the situation in India, to be honest. As we all discussed, we have not seen the bottom. And as you said, basinomics is what I would call it. We have to look at basinomics and to see how we can empower the labor class, the small time unorganized businesses. These are really important to me personally. I think when I look at where video can really help, or I just speak about our business and my industry, I think you have all the large companies who are giving solutions pretty much like what we are doing to a lot of other to white collar and knowledge economy workers. But really, India is not purely about that. It's really about your farmers, the laborers. Can a painter today go and use video to say, his supervisor in different site, I've done this wall, or the flower vendor who can show my mom the flower on the video and sell it. I think these are going to be really big going forward. That's where our focus also, slightly kind of
Interesting. So it's not just the urban ed or of course I know that you're trying to do a lot of work with telemedicine and ed tech, and I think you have a new property I saw called Vidshala that you've come out with, and all those knowledge sessions that amazing. Abhishek, that's something else, right? Like, see, you're written white papers. Now, can't you also prepare some 15-20 minute capsules, okay, of knowledge, like which is not patented, not this, and you're giving it, because you're also, as I said, you're sealing your thought leadership and showcasing your leadership skills, whatever it is, right? So maybe some of
Correct.
these things also, you put out videos of short duration, 15-20 minutes, conversations with other founders or CIOs, and that is your white paper also.
Yeah, so Vejata, you rightly mentioned, and Jagat also mentioned, this has become very important these days. So previously we were doing, like ourselves, we were doing writing a lot of blogs. Now what we have started doing is we have started creating short videos, right, of our product, of like different industries, wherein customer testimonials in video format, right? So that also brings trust, and the attention span is too
Yeah,
low
yeah,
these days.
yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of video content we are consuming, hence one-on-one face-to-face conversation always helps because it is real. You can be candid with the person, and it's like you can react accordingly. You can have those expressions. I can see Vijita smiling, right? But
Yeah.
it could be I talking over phone. Vijita could might sound smiling, but might be angry, right? Could be, right? Something of that sort. So this is going to be the future. Definitely, video is going to be the future of
Okay.
communication altogether.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, travel should not stop, guys. I'm from that industry. My old industries was all hotels, retail, travels, and we need to travel. We need to make things happen. The economy depends on that. But yes, more power to Jagat and his video conferencing and
Yeah. So one
webinars.
more thing that I have
Yeah.
realized, Vijeta, like not from the economic perspective, but from an overall level playing field for founders and startups,
Okay. Okay.
right? So what COVID has done is it has removed the boundaries of geography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So now, like previously, people used to say, "Hey, there are a lot of opportunities if you are based out of Bangalore as a startup."
Hmm, hmm.
Right? Sometimes we also used to feel that way at
Hmm.
times, right?
Yeah,
There
yeah,
there could be there could be funding opportunities, there could be other like enterprise opportunities based on where your industry lies.
Hmm.
But now with after COVID, everybody like are on the same level because nobody can travel, and businesses have become comfortable communicating. And a lot of times, like after 2 months, it also my clients did not realize we're not next to them. They say that, hey, where are you based out of? I thought you were based out of Delhi. No, we said we're based out of Pune,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's a very interesting thing, and I think I mean, I should also share with you, right? What are the VCs doing? What are the investors doing? See, they also used to believe that, right? We have to see you face to face. We have to get a vibe. We have to have that beer, coffee with you. We have to see where you live. We got to know everything about you. Now you can't do that. But funding is happening.
Yeah.
Cohorts are being created. So they're doing a lot of forensics. Okay, they're doing different ways of doing this testing and checking and background verifications and whatever. So it's a very different world that where video is going to play a huge role. Counterfeiting, how do you make sure that counterfeiting doesn't happen?
It's not a fake Jagat or
Yeah,
which
yeah,
only
yeah, 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 yeah. So I mean,
KYC, right? Founder KYC, sir.
yes, yes, yes. So there's a lot of interesting stuff happening, right? Jagat, I think you were mentioning about eKYC.
We
Brand,
BKYC, should have been
yeah,
KYC.
yeah, video KYCs, right? So I mean, man, you have to figure it out. I mean, that's what's going on. So I guess you got to just be for the opportunities and make things happen. Super
Absolutely.
awesome, man.
We got to just keep grinding, as you know. Sometimes you and I
Yeah.
just keep, the grind never stops.
Yeah, the grind, the hustle should never ever stop.
Yeah.
Should
Super,
never.
Jagat, super. Anything else that you want to share, buddy? Anything else?
No, my best wishes to Abhishek. Would love to, connect later. We'll probably drop email and, just connect sometime when free. Yeah. Best wishes.
Shortly, it will be pleasure, Jagat.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
Thank you so much, Veta. And
Thank you,
thanks.
thank you, sir. Cheers, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So the Abhishek, we have one more call. I don't know who it is, so let's take a risk. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Guess 11. Usually they should say who they are, but anyway. Hi, may I know who this is? Hello.
At least I can see the picture of the
Yeah,
person.
yeah. You can see the picture of person, but he's not talking anything, and I don't think he's moving. Also, is it? Yeah, yeah. So it's okay. I'm going to disconnect, man. I don't think this is working out. Yeah, okay. So Abhishek, one of the things that is going to happen is like it's okay. I just want to say this. We're almost an hour into the conversation. So do you see any headwinds coming up? Okay, opportunity, positiveness, everything is there. But are there any dangers to your team in terms of business and other things? What's going on out there?
So if I talk about like there are two aspects of any kind of business. One is the people who are very important to help you grow, sustain, and all of these. And the second one is the business part of it.
Okay.
Let's talk about the people first. So what virtual has done is we are talking about everything happening positive and everything going, but when we talk about people, it has become even difficult to manage people and even communicate the way you used to be while you were in office, right? Physical touch, appearance, and motivation levels, and understanding and empathizing with them has become even more difficult, right? Because every time you have things at home to do, right? And everybody expects, even Saturday, Sundays have become restless for people. So that workload has increased. As an organization, we need to ensure that how we are balancing it out, how we empathize with people,
Yeah.
even if they are not able to work for a couple of hours during the day. We should, because there could be home emergencies at home, there could be internet issues, there could be
Yeah.
other things, right?
Hmm.
So that is something that we as an organization ensuring that we take care of those things.
Okay.
And
Mental
from
wellness, Abhishek, anything around mental wellness, physical wellness, you're trying to consciously do something for your team? Is there
so
something?
definitely yes, every Friday what we have done is every Friday we have casual sessions with our team
Okay.
while we sync up for what has happened over the week. We have some relaxation sessions at the end of the week so that they can go home, relax, and they realize that it is the end of the week that has
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, understood. Awesome. Super awesome, man. Of course, when you're building community startup Saturdays, that doesn't happen, but still, right. I mean, and see, it also depends on the industry that you're in, right? Because see, at TIE, we are very customer, not I should not say customer, but partner centric, member
Yeah.
centric, and a lot of things are happening. I'm sure for you also, right? If a customer does cross the boundary that it's a Saturday or Sunday, it's there in your nature to respond and figure things out and whatever. But yes, health, wellness, fitness, and taking a break, relaxing is also very critical. And I think you have hit the nail on the head because it's so important. Otherwise, you will burn out, and we can't afford to burn out, right? Because it's a long haul that you're going to be in.
No, because
Awesome, awesome.
as a person, we do not realize what is going in the other person's mind, right? He might be stressed
Yeah.
out and he's not able to
Yeah,
work,
yeah,
and we
yeah.
do not realize sitting here. Okay, this is
True.
very
Very
important
true.
to deliver, but
Yeah.
it can happen. Okay, there would be no harm if it happens in 4 hours later as well.
Correct, correct. Yeah, and I think also we should take rest. We should respect people, especially the mothers, the working ladies, those who have got young children, or someone who has got parents at home that they need to take care of, or
Yeah.
they got to do housework. There's so many things. There emergencies happen, and you got to be careful about that, right? So
Yeah,
that's what.
even we realized it like while there was a lockdown and there were no mates coming in, we realized how much work was there,
Yeah, yeah, true,
right?
very true, Abhishek. Interesting. So, how are you guys? Like technology challenges are there, and competition. Obviously, I know there are a lot of people on this. So, how as a founder, okay, you have your customers, partners. You've been in this business for 3 years. You have people in US, but competition landscape and technology upgradation that's happening, right? How do
Mhm.
you keep your ears, eyes open for that, and then mitigate that from your moat? How do you create your moat? What do you do?
So, moat, I consider moat in two ways. One is in enterprise, majorly things are around, like, let's talk about Microsoft Teams, right? Microsoft Teams, I personally did not like a lot of experience of Microsoft Teams, but still majority of our clients, enterprises, they have Microsoft Teams because of the partnerships that they have built over the period of time. Right, so we consider making that long-term partnerships with our partners and having our system into place. That is one. Okay, once you have that like penetration into the market, it sticks. That is one way. And the second one is we always as founders identify what is happening in the industry latest, and where can we improve. We listen to our, so one is a product team that we have who focuses on improving the artificial intelligence platform, right? And the second one is how can we ease the consumer experience or the customer's experience. So that also becomes very important. If a business is not able to use our application every day,
Hmm?
then it is of no use,
Correct, correct.
right? And it will create a pain when you go for renewals.
Yeah, yeah, because you can't justify, like, why should you continue the contract or the business or whatever, right? Yeah.
So you have a customer support who is constantly in touch with them, discusses, takes the review of the product, whether they are facing any problems, do they require any kind of demonstration, again, new members coming into the organization. So those are very important, and servicing is very important in an enterprise
Perfect, perfect.
space.
Yeah, and I think I'm sure you keep in touch with customers even before they
It is.
become customers. You
It
let
is.
them know about what's happening in the, like some nice paper you read or an article you read or some trend that you noticed that could help them. I think that's important part of the process of relationship, goodwill, and sales as well.
So we consider sales not as a sales, but educating our customers first.
Fantastic, fantastic.
So education, like you keep on educating your customers. This is the problem statement that is there in the industry, in your organization. This is where the gap is,
Okay.
and you are losing revenues, customer trust because of this problem.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of international articles that comes along, a lot of international papers that get published around this. So we share those with our customers or prospects, rather, I would say.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So that's
And
a cycle. In enterprise, it's a cycle.
yeah,
You can't like, it's not a one day sales.
yeah. You're staying engaged with them, correct? You
It
really
is.
want
It
to.
is.
You're being very helpful. You're contributing. You're putting yourself into their situation, trying to understand what are the problems or gaps that they have in their solutions, which you can help, even if the business doesn't happen or it takes a longer
It
time.
doesn't happen. Like we are happy to consult, right?
Yeah,
Help
yeah,
them understand the problem,
yeah,
even if
yeah.
it doesn't makes sense at this point in time for business, that's fine, totally fine.
Damn cool, yeah. I really love this, Abhishek. Listen, the promise that I've always told myself and everyone is that 1 hour is 1 hour. We don't want to bore anyone, nor do I want to take up more of your time, buddy. But like, tell me quickly, your books that you read, productivity tools, what's going on around that?
So initially we were reading some like 0 to 1 books were there, how do we start up and all of that. But now the everything has been around personal habits.
Okay.
How do you grow professionally as a person?
Huh?
How do you keep calm as founders, right?
Okay.
So as to think broadly and have that vision,
Huh?
right?
Okay.
And so productivity, Google Keep is something which I regularly use.
Okay.
Always, whatever comes to my mind, I just put it there, and it is easier to recall from it.
All right, that's good. Yeah, don't rely too much on your memory. Yeah, so I bookmark links. I try to, and I also request a lot of my friends, and I'm telling you also openly, Abhishek, I'm interested to read around open innovation, and
Mhm.
not just in India, right? I want to understand, like, people talk about Israel, they talk about Singapore, they talk about Germany being, like a lot of these open innovation projects, enterprise and startup programs are happening, and there are a lot of fantastic accelerators in India as well. So how are they collaborating with the ecosystem, and how can we let more and more founders like you and so many thousands know, so that they can take advantage and work closely with enterprises? Can we open more doors, connect them, etc.? That's
Yeah.
something that I care about. So just letting you also know.
Now
And
you have been wonderful every time, like every single time we speak. It's such a pleasure.
the honor is all mine, sir. And listen, Abhishek, all the best with your journey with Justin, the startup studio with SAP and everything, and do well. I'm sure you will, but still, right, these are not easy opportunities to gain, and you must do, good things with that. Keep growing. We, of course, because of the Type Bangalore Connect and all the other activities we're doing, there's something happening on 24th with the Netherlands embassy. So there's
Mhm.
going to be about 3, 4 accelerators from there. The startup Amsterdam and a few others, very good quality accelerators and all, who are going to come. The Council General also is going to be talking on the 24th. So that is happening. So anyway, you'll get all the details from us.
I think there was an email today
Yeah,
itself
email.
which
Yeah,
was
yeah. Today we have sent the first email, and the
yeah.
detailed agenda. I've got the details, but we'll convert it to a mail and we'll send it to the folks maybe next week. But
Surely.
yeah, join in for that. We are doing something with the Loeb with Abhay Tandon and team on AI and analytics on the 16th,
Mhm.
and a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things are happening, and I mean, come on, you should be part of this. Spread the word, and this is all for the founders, for the ecosystems. Whatever we can do, let's do. And of course, Head Start is doing what it does, and lots of startup Saturdays, lots of chapters. So it's all good, isn't it?
It is all good and in the interest of the founders and budding entrepreneurs.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, and I know you're bootstrapped, but a lot of founders ask for help with funding and investor connects. So we'll be doing more around that. We just recently just finished something around women entrepreneurs, Abhishek, and we had a whole series of beautifully written articles by Madan Mohan Rao from Your Story. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know how he does it. So, a shout out to him as well. He has written so many articles. He's written 2 articles out of 3 already published on women
Oh, wow.
entrepreneurs. The what are the opinions of the the various mentors and the judges and everything. So, like, we just trying to create as much content for founders. Like, use it, man. Just talk to as many people, grow, and do well in life. That's all that matters. Okay.
Yeah,
So, any
definitely.
parting words, Abhishek? Anything that you would like to share with the audience?
No. So for me, like last thing is we should be conscious about what we are doing. Focus on uh, building a sustainable business,
Okay.
and and respect and talk to a lot of your customers. It could be B2C, it could be B2B. Talking to your partners and customers is the most important thing to understand the business.
Yes, yes, absolutely, man. That can't go wrong, right? You have your team, you have your partners, you have your customers, and these are your stakeholders, right? The core people, and
Yeah.
you have your conscience. Do well in life, okay?
Yes.
And of course, personal level, stay fit, stay healthy, be with your family, take care of people. That should not stop ever, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Wishing you the same, Vijata.
Thank you, sir.
Lots of
And
luck and thank you
we'll
so much.
yeah, we'll stay connected. Love to exchange notes, do more research work on your white papers, etc. Whatever blogs, etc., etc. Okay. And
Definitely.
take care, man.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Vidphone team as well. And League of Extraordinary Startups, episode 16, signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes.
Cheers. Bye bye.